Sometimes people believe every goodbye is a loss, imagining endings always leave something broken behind. They think peace comes only from holding on, fixing what is damaged, keeping every connection alive. But life has a quieter truth. Not every goodbye takes something from you. Some goodbyes return what you lost. Sometimes, peace arrives the moment you finally let something go. This is an old story from the mountain villages of the north, about a man who carried anger for half his life, until one small meeting changed everything he believed about living. Long ago, in a valley surrounded by dark hills, there lived a man named Iron, known as a hard worker. He repaired roofs, built fences, and carried wood through winter storms. His work was always done well. But there was something heavy about him, something that lived in his silence. When neighbors gathered by the well, Iron rarely stayed long. He listened without joining. Most people believed he was simply a quiet man, but only a few remembered the reason. Many years earlier, Iron and Tal, like brothers, shared the valley. Until one summer, everything changed. A disagreement began over a narrow strip of land near the river. At first, it was a small argument, the kind neighbors usually solve with patience. But pride can grow quickly. The argument turned sharp. Voices rose. Soon the whole valley knew. Tal believed the land was his. Iron believed it was his. Neither would move. Elders tried to settle it, but both men rejected the decision. One morning, Tal packed his belongings, leaving the valley without a word. He disappeared beyond the hills. From that day, the land near the river belonged to no one. Grass grew there. The water moved quietly beside it. But every time Iron passed, something inside him tightened. He won, but it never felt like victory. Years passed, but the feeling remained. Iron told himself he was angry because Tal left, but deep inside, he knew the truth was more complicated. Part of him wished Tal had stayed, long enough to speak one last time, to end the fight differently. Instead, the silence between them stretched across years, and silence, once long enough, feels permanent. One autumn evening, many seasons later, Iron was returning from the forest with wood on his back. The road curved along the valley's edge, where travelers sometimes passed through the mountains.
As he walked, he noticed an old man sitting beside the path. The traveler's clothes were dusty.
Do you always carry so much weight? The wood? But sometimes it is easy to recognize a burden.
For a moment, Iron considered leaving, yet something in the man's voice felt strangely calm. So he lowered the bundle of wood to the ground and sat beside the road. The T-Ravelar pointed toward the valley below.
Beautiful place. It is. But you do not look like a man who enjoys it. Let me tell you something I learned on the road. Some goodbyes are not endings. They feel like endings. Maha, Bridenbranne. Yes, but sometimes they are the only door that leads to peace.
I lost a friend once.
Or perhaps you lost the chance to forgive him.
The words struck deeper than Iren expected. He looked up sharply.
You speak as if you know what happened. I do not know the story, but I know something about people. If two travelers argue over which direction to go, they may stand in the road for hours. But when one of them walks away, the road becomes clear again.
What if the one who leaves never returns?
And the road is still clear. The valley grew quiet again. For a long time, neither of them spoke.
At last Iren lifted the bundle of wood and stood. The traveler was already rising to continue his journey.
Wait. What was your name? Just another traveler.
And with that, he walked down the road until the hills slowly hid him from view. The next morning, Iren walked to the river. The land between his home and the empty hillside was still there. For the first time in many years, he did not feel anger. He only felt tired. So he knelt down beside the riverbank, clearing stones and planting young trees by evening. When neighbors asked why he worked unclaimed land, Iren simply answered, "Because it does not need to belong to anyone." Years later, those trees grew tall beside the river. Travelers often rested there during their journeys.
Some called it the Quiet Grove. Others, the place where the road feels lighter.
Iren passed it many times. Each time he did, the tightness in his chest felt a little smaller. Not because the past had changed, but because he had finally stopped holding the road closed. Many people spend years waiting for the perfect ending to a story that already finished. They wait for apologies and conversations that never happen. But peace does not always come from finishing the past. Sometimes it arrives the moment you stop carrying it. Some goodbyes take something away, but others quietly return your life to you. Then the road ahead becomes clear again. If this story stayed with you, share it with someone carrying an old goodbye. If you enjoy quiet truths, stay here with us.
Sometimes the right story arrives exactly when we are ready to put something down.